So maybe something will appear.
I wait patiently. The Book of Face is always late.
I don't think we do patient. Looks like something's happening.
Something's happening.
Something's happening. Yeah, there you go. I see my my visage has appeared. So good morning and welcome to Elevensies with Lisa and Anton. The late morning show, which is actually on time.
Today.
Because it's not late. Yesterday was slightly...
Yesterday was spectacularly late.
Discombobulated. We were in such a rural part of the world.
Oh my goodness, we were out there.
We had to hunt for a signal, and we managed to get something for about 2 minutes. But
it's okay. We still got card of the day, so that was
we
good.
did very briefly. So if you're watching us
Shauna.
this morning, good morning. Say hello, so we know it all works. I'll just do my fancy editing bit here. So
good morning on this Veterans Day. We are in the 11 o'clock on the 11/11.
The 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, which is, or was, certainly in 1911, the, wasn't it, the armistice?
Armistice Day. I don't know my history.
I don't know, it was supposed to be an end to all wars, but, you know, but then we had the First World War between 1914 and 1918, so, yeah. The Treaty of Versailles was signed.
This country's been at war pretty much its entire...
Well, it was anyway. The US was formed out of war, forged out of war.
But we'll call this like Remembrance Day.
Well, it is. That's what it's become. In the UK, this is Veterans Day, obviously, over here for this day. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning, John. Nice to see people are joining us. So, over here, this is known as Veterans Day. It's not Memorial Day. It's Veterans Day, where we honour those that have served and are continuing to serve, I believe, you know.
Those who have fallen and those who are...
Yeah, but more so in the UK, this is remembrance. This is the whole Remembrance Weekend coming up, and there's Remembrance Service. Oh, good morning, Shannon. Thank you for joining us. And so we have this tradition with poppies. I don't think you have them.
UK,
yeah.
Right.
Where you would buy poppies, and the poppies go to like the British Legion or whatever, who supports,
I think we have them here. I'm getting confused now because
I know what day is it and where are we?
Well, because most of the time that we spent in the UK, we would spend October in the States and November in the UK. So I'm a little confused now about what's what where. But hello, Eileen.
Yeah.
But anyway, we know that it's Veterans Day today. We know that it's Remembrance Day. We know that people who gave their lives in service should certainly be mentioned and honored.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And people who are still serving should be thought of and
so if you're a veteran,
appreciated.
Absolutely. If you're a veteran, you are continuing to serve and watch us. Thank you for your service. We appreciate it.
You're a veteran as well. You were 6 years in the Royal Engineers.
Royal Engineers,
People might not
I was
know
a
that.
complete jam stealer, though, to be perfectly honest.
Well, you just were lucky enough to be in between two wars.
That's about the size of it. Yeah. So I didn't see combat, but no.
But you didn't know when you signed up whether you'd see combat or not.
Well,
soldiers sign up, they don't know.
Well, you know, you're young and warry,
Hi,
and you don't care, do you, at that point? You know what I'm saying? but I think there's a little more gravitas to it now. Oh, there you go. Finally, you would see me surrounded by hard drives at the moment. I've been copying stuff over in preparation for an awful lot of video editing work. So I'm trying to harmonize my libraries.
Yes, we're going to really work on beefing up our YouTube station and our web presence in general, and we're going to invest in making the second store our website store. Well,
yeah, because you know we need to be less of a well-kept secret. So whatever we can do to become less of a well-kept secret,
the better.
will help us. You know, but yeah, we had an interesting day yesterday.
Well, we tend to go on adventures, so we decided to, when we coming back from Amish country, that we would not take any major highways. We really didn't want to be stuck with all kinds of trucks and merging traffic and crazy people coming home from work and stressed out people and all that. So we thought we'd take all the back roads, which the biggest road we took was like 32 or 208, that kind of road. And it really wasn't any longer because we didn't get stuck in traffic backups and jams and merges and tolls and everything else. So it was about the same amount of time.
A little bit, maybe even a little quicker.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little quicker, because it was a very direct route we went.
And we decided we would stop for lunch somewhere. So we kind of did it like our Tannersville pig in a poke when we came back from the pottery.
I like doing stuff like that.
So we just did a pig in a poke, and we got something called the Farmer's Daughter. And holy mackerel.
My goodness.
So we might put that segment up before we put it up in the context of the journal of what we're working on, right? So some of you might know that this coming year, actually 5-year plan, but this coming year we are taking down our barn and putting up. We're taking down our old barn that's falling down.
Before it lands on somebody.
Yes. And we're replacing that with a garage and a workshop and accommodations for people who come on extended courses. Because we have an interest from around the world at this point. We've had people in England and Wales taking classes. And we thought when COVID kind of decides that it's going to let up enough that we could have travelers.
Yep, when we get back to some degree of normalcy.
Accommodation space for people coming on residential courses. So that's what we're working on.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the many things that we're working on. So we went to Amish country because if you want somebody to raise a barn for you,
frankly,
you want the Amish.
I don't know what it is, but they seem... They were such lovely people that we met. They're really nice. Yeah. I mean, we would love to have filmed more than we did.
But that's against their
they're really funny about
beliefs.
that.
So
and we respect
We filmed the yard and some of the things, but we didn't film it people. But this is going to be a documentary that'll probably take over a year to complete, right? From here's the first guy that comes and looks at the barn and dates it and tells us about it to here's the finished product where people can come and stay. So we don't want to make the Farmer's Daughter wait until the segments start coming out.
Apparently, they'd only been open a month.
They'd only been open a month, but
we happened upon them quite
so we think
wonderful.
we're going to give them a little plug. And the next video that you see that comes out that is one of our in the can videos, I guess, will probably be about the Farmer's Daughter and our experience there. Just a quick little
just one of our little adventures.
Newton, New Jersey. So we came back through Newton and then into the Black Earth by Florida, New York, and up through Warwick. And it was a lovely run, and we did most of it in the daylight, which was nice.
Got to actually see, which is kind of poignant for us as well, bringing it all back to Celtica here, which is loosely why the whole barn thing is going on. You know, that becomes part of our accommodations for that. So
there's limited accommodations.
Exactly, and we can't build any permanent structures there, and we understand that. That's fine, but people are still going to want to come and stay. So we make Cerridwen's been quite. This might sound lunatic, doesn't it? Cerridwen's been quite strict with us in so much when Lisa's been doing meditation work and what have you, she's been told make best possible use of what you've got right now.
Right, make best use of all resources.
Yeah, don't waste
do the
anything.
Best with what you already have. So we're working on that. But we came past yesterday the spot where the Wallkill rises.
Yeah, which is really
the river
interesting.
that we want to clean up when we get Celtica.
Yeah, there's so much. Unfortunately, the Wallkill has become one of the most polluted rivers in the country.
It's all the runoff from agriculture runoff and
the site we're looking at for Celtica at 181 Huguenot Street is just downstream of the last water treatment plant, which discharges quite regularly. And a shout out to Newpolt's with their let's pave the ridge kind of feeling here. Honestly, there's so much runoff in Newpolt's, there's so much paving right now that the water treatment plant gets hopelessly overloaded whenever it rains heavily, and it manages to dump raw sewage into the Wallkill, which isn't particularly good. So they kind of need the things that we really want to do. Some of the pollution in the river, and we've got some really interesting holistic natural biological remedies there, if you will, which will bring about aeration and get some of the ridiculous amount of because you get this scary blue-green algae blooms now in the Wallkill, which turns the water toxic for even a dog that were to swim in it.
Yeah.
They're really, and this has become because of the excess amount of organic pollutants that have got in there from dirt area, you know, where they just throw huge amounts of chemical fertilizers over everything. Why? When you're in that kind of earth, I don't know, but such is the nature of factory farming. Produce all you can, massive, beautiful looking vegetables, most of which get discarded, which is really, really sad.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting on my soapbox here.
Yeah, I know where you're going,
Thursday. Yeah,
it's all good.
but yeah, we came back that way. So we understand this is not a digression. The whole thing that we're doing,
everything
it's
that
part
we're doing,
of the whole plan.
Everything we're doing is about preserving our tradition, preserving the planet, preserving the path. Everything that we do every day is about that. Actually.
It's Thoughtful Thursday, so it's apt to be thoughtful about our impact on the planet. And, to serve is a hugely noble thing. And both Lisa and I have at this stage, given our lives in service to the old gods. We're not in it for ourselves. We simply not.
It would be a lot easier to just be like, okay,
focused on making a lot of money.
Okay,
and
I'm done.
else.
I'm going to take my skills and I'm just going to make a retirement. I'm done.
Yeah,
but the craft is way more important than that to me.
Absolutely. So we realise, we're not getting any younger, and we have to adapt to our abilities as we move. We may not have the
we need things to be a little simpler.
And we may not be able to leap a tall building in a single bound,
or work for 18-hour days in a stretch anymore. We can't snap the candle in half and burn all four ends. We just
we do that a lot. we do that a lot.
But it's getting old now.
Our strengths are inspiring others, educating, our authorship, our teaching, and so we want to do more of that. We need to do more of that and inspire others and guide others, and we can get some young buckle run up a ladder and all that sort of stuff. That's all doable,
Yeah.
That's all doable. So whilst we may not have the sheer physical dynamic energy that we used to have,
something worth a lot more.
Yeah.
Experience.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what you get by making the mistakes and putting in the time.
Ain't that true? And we've had plenty of learning experiences. And they continue. And they do continue. So shout out to everybody who's joining us. Hello, Brenda, John, Shannon, Gilda, thank you for your service. Erin and Savannah. So thank you all for joining us.
They're all over there today.
Well, we keep asking people to come to
go to YouTube.
There's more people watching us than have actually said hello. So if you'd like us to say hello to you, say hello to us. Chime in. We don't bite much.
I think the worst thing that's happened through my experience is that I am less tolerant than I used to be. That's my only issue.
Oh dear.
But no, I think that I really now am about accountability, So I think that's one of the things that Thoughtful Thursday that I might put out there is the craft. One of the tenets of the craft is, and it harm none, do as you will.
Yes.
But it teaches you about personal responsibility.
Oh,
so
it's inescapable.
That personal responsibility, that comes with accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me, a witch's word is her bond, or his bond. A witch's word is his bond or her bond. Mm. So be very mindful if you're making any promises that word is, you are bound by that word, not just to the person or entity, meaning corporation that you gave your word to, but you are bound by the old gods to that word. So do not overpromise and underdeliver. Think about the accountability of your actions, and I think that's what I want to put out there for Thursday.
I think that's really, really important, and that is about service. Yeah. Hello, Shelley. Hello, Pam. Hello, Laurie. Thank you for joining me.
You don't have to agree to everything.
No.
But what you agree to, you need to witch up for.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so I'm just getting the old chills. There's a very old gentleman. You can't see this.
I did see him. There's a very old gentleman walking around the cemetery.
Looking at, these are the very old graves, these are where he's looking.
He's looking for somebody.
Well, more power and love to him.
He's
Yeah.
very old, walking with a cane. I would say he's probably in his 80s, maybe.
Yeah, could be early 90s even, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our home in Modena is across from the cemetery.
That's beautiful. A beautiful
That's where
sight.
I grew up.
It's a beautiful sight. You know, we must remember to mourn our dead, to honor our dead, to honor those that have gone before us, because
those who are remembered live.
Though you've done it to me again. It's so true. It's so true. It is. And you know, service means that. It means not altruism, yeah? It means that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. That if you commit to something, you are prepared to honor that even if you have to pay the ultimate price to do it. And that is true service, and that is worthy of respect and honor. Unfortunately, I think there's almost this undercurrent now. I'm sorry, I'm choking back a few tears here. I'm getting all emotional. I don't know why. Yeah. There's this undercurrent, unfortunately, where it's okay to just, you know, everything's disposable. Nothing really matters. It doesn't matter if you've made a promise to somebody, you know, just lie about it.
People don't matter. The planet doesn't matter. Animals don't matter.
The only thing that matters is money, you know, and screw everybody else.
It's kind of come to that. Yesterday we were saying, why are people so discourteous? Why have we bred this? That people don't say excuse me, they don't say please and thank you, they don't say hello. I mean, I think this conversation came about because of the being involved in our little hit and run the other day. Now, we're absolutely fine. Yeah. I was sat in the car was parked.
Mm-hmm. I'd run in with packages into the post office.
But somebody actually banged into the back of our car and then drug their car across the back of it, and they've done quite a bit of damage, more than our deductible for sure. But she just left the scene, you know, and I got out and I said, hey, you know, you've hit my car. And she knows she did, and she looked right at me and drove away anyway. But this is what I'm saying. People don't take responsibility. They are not courteous. Just common courtesies. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be late, or I can't come at all, or please excuse me. No, they'll ram you with the cart instead. They have no patience. If you're looking at something in the store, they're going to push you right out of the way to do what they want to do. Accountability.
We need to bring people back to some, you know, those basic human decency. You know, it's not hard. So listen,
you're getting a lot of comments.
An awful lot. Just let me jump in here. Thank you for your service, John. I didn't know you were a veteran. Thank you so much. And thank you. Oh, gosh. Welcome, Shelley. Hello, Valerie. And not how I raise my babies. Yes, Gilda, I imagine not.
I understand not.
Yeah. I grok you. I get that completely. You know, just to be patient. Everybody has a story you know nothing about.
Right.
Nothing about. And I mean, yeah, we're desperately upset with the lady who decided to nearly tear the back bumper off Lisa's car.
But assessing the situation, I think that she either
really
has
shouldn't be
dementia, or, you know, she's in her 80s, and I think she's not
firing on all cylinders
at this stage. Not fit to be driving, and I hate to say that. I don't want to take somebody's independence away, but I think that looking at the situation, had I got around in front of her and said, hey, she probably would have driven over me and killed me or maimed me.
Or hurt you badly,
So I don't think she should really have that independence. I think she needs better care. Whoever is responsible for her, you know, medically responsible, doctor or family or whatever, they need to assess that she really shouldn't be out on her own.
It's a terrible thing to lose your independence. I get that. However, when you're a danger to yourself or others, then that's a problem. You know, this was a minor shunt. Nobody got hurt. But honestly, had Lisa have been between her car and this person, she probably would have broken her leg badly.
We assume that, but you know, you don't bang somebody.
Look at them and continue driving.
Not back up and just continue to drive and push the car with your car. And, we've come to find out that she is known to police for hit and runs because she doesn't want to take responsibility, or she does not have the mental capacity to do so. Yeah. And in that case, then she should not be out and about in public. So that's one accountability thing we were talking about.
Mm-hmm. Responsibility,
They're just personal responsibilities and accountability for your actions. If you say you're going to do a job, do a job. If you say you're going to take care of something, take care of it. If you say you're going to be somewhere at a certain time, be there, or let the person know why you can't. I agree that everybody has a story we know nothing about, and things happen, right? We had obligations. Monday is our admin day and our board meeting. So we realized quite early on in this saga after the hit and run that we weren't going to be able to attend our board meeting. And so, of course, we didn't just not show up. We texted everybody and said, we're very sorry. We've been involved in a hit and run accident. We're perfectly okay. It's only the car that's damaged, but now we have to chase down the accident report and we have to do this, that, and the other thing. And we're not going to make it home in time, and we're not going to be in the frame of mind to have our church board meeting.
We've still got days of work to
do.
We
still have that.
The accident
that
report.
Work still has to be done. That was for that board meeting.
Yeah, it doesn't go away.
We've been playing catch up all week with that. But it's just the way it is. But goalposts move. You have to put out fires, but it doesn't mean you just omit and forget the people or plans that you previously had. You have to reschedule that, or at least explain yourself. Everybody has a story we know nothing about.
True that.
Everybody has gotten where they are through the journey that they're on. And we've talked about this a lot, that people have had very traumatic things happen. But you can't allow that to make you discourteous, unaccountable, rude, or uncaring. Yes, certainly you have to take care of your own cup before you can fill someone else's cup.
Can't pour from an empty vessel.
Exactly. But I think that common courtesy has just gone right out the window.
It has.
Everybody's
sadly.
A very me first. I say everybody. We are very lucky that we run in spiritual circles where most of the people that we see are kind and considerate, and still want to be good neighbors.
For the most part, we do encounter the occasional Karen. I don't know what the name would be for a gentleman, if that gentleman is the right word for the male equivalent of a Karen, but. Oh yeah, no, we do meet some people with some weird sense of entitlement, I have to tell you. And Lisa's gotten good at this. So who should I tell I'm not going to help? Who should I kick to the side? A Darren, okay, that's
Karen and a Darren.
Karen and Darren. Okay.
Right, when people come in and demand something, right? Like, well, I need to be seen right now. I need to be seen today. What do you mean you don't have any openings? Well, what I mean to say is that we are completely booked and we don't have anyone to read you now. And they still huff and puff and I say, well, whose appointment would you like me to give you?
Who should I call and tell you, I'm sorry?
Would you like to triage the list and you want me to give you someone else's appointment just because you're here being loud and rude? That's what I mean by I've become less tolerant.
I heard you say one time, please don't confuse your lack of planning with my emergency. That kind of says it all, really, doesn't it? Yeah, we all have things that we'd like to happen much quicker. But you have to understand, you just can't run in and scream and shout and demand and stamp your feet.
There seems to be this building of, if I scream louder, I'll get the attention, and it just.
But isn't that what's happened in this country?
That's what I'm saying.
And we've got this undercurrent of hatred and vitriol, and every person for themselves.
If people would help each other, all right. We used to have communities and neighborhoods and people that worked together, right? For an example that I may have used before is about gardening, right? Everybody had their own little garden. But not everybody had to do everything themselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? Farmers would help other farmers with harvests.
Mm-hmm.
They'd schedule things out and they'd share equipment. This person had that equipment. This person had that equipment. This person had that equipment. And they'd say, okay, we're going to do yours. And then we're all going to come together and do yours. We're going to do yours. And people who grew things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody grew a ton of zucchini and somebody else had a ton of chickens and somebody else had whatever. And they shared around. They said, okay, I can't possibly use all this, but I would love to trade you this for a couple of loaves of bread, and I'll trade you some eggs, and I'll trade you some. People took care of each other.
Mm.
Now, good luck, for the most part, even getting a parking space. People are so rude. Yeah.
So temporarily we got pulled off air for a second there.
No, but I was saying I agree with you, Gilda. We weren't raised that way, and we're not going to raise our children that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying really hard to raise my witchlings with a sense of accountability
and responsibility. We always teach people when you walk on this path, this well-worn path, you have a responsibility. Two things. To preserve the path itself so it remains that people can walk on it, which means you don't litter the path, you don't drop your debris and detritus or kick holes in it or pull out that, whatever, that's a pretty way marker, I'll take it with me,
Yeah.
No, you really need to look after the path itself and also become a tour guide for those who would follow you.
Right, you reach your hand behind you to those following you.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that. So I think we're back online. I'm seeing people. If you've seen us, just say quick hello if you can see us, because I don't know whether I need to restart something on.
We're jumping about
Facebook.
pretty good, I think.
It looks like we're working. According to this, it looks like we're working. So
Okay.
if you can see us, let us know.
I can see us now, but we're jumping about a bit.
All right. Yep. Brenda says we're working. Thank you, Brenda. All right. That's good because I can't see. Thank you. All right.
So card of the day.
Card of the day. So
we're off our soapbox now.
Yes.
Honor the veterans and to have a moment of silence for those who have fallen.
Yes.
And card of the day is the Queen of Pentacles.
Oh, I love this
And
card.
my reading, because this isn't Tarot Talk Tuesday,
I know.
my reading for today for you for this card is go within, and you may find you already have experience and answers to your current situation, that you have that experience and that learning from before that you can bring forward and adapt. So go within, look inside for the answers, call upon your past experience, and you will find what you're looking for.
She says all that. Excuse me, I apologize. This is Lisa's card. She sat for this. This is the Dawn in Christopher's deck, and she sat for this pose. So yeah, for me, this is results through encouragement. Nourishment, not punishment. This very much is the Witch Mother card. To bring about something lasting and material and strong and sustainable. But by doing it, by inspiring others, by guiding others. And so this really is, be the inspiration that you look for. That might sound really crazy, but be that
the
inspiration.
Change you want to see, yeah.
Be the change you want to see in the world. Because if you start to align with that and don't do the Karen, Darren, Kevin thing and stamp your feet and get all bent out of shape because things don't work for you, just go take a deep breath, deal with what needs to be dealt with. Reassess, reevaluate, bring yourself back onto the task in hand and encourage people around us. I was just telling my friend that all the answers are within us. You just have to be quiet to chat and listen. You're right. Mm-hmm. You're right. Lose the static. Too much radio static. Can't hear a damn thing.
Well, there was a sign that we saw yesterday that said, I'm going out into nature to lose my mind and find my soul.
That's it. That is so true. That is so true. We overthink some things and sometimes it's very much about feeling and doing and
all right,
loving.
Folks, we may or may not have a box opening. We don't know.
I think we've got stuff coming, but it depends
running around
where
like crazy
we are.
people. So
because we got all manner of stuff to get on with today.
A lot of things on this
docket.
docket.
Lot of things on the docket. So we're going to get on with it. And
peace be with you.
Thank you,
we'll see you tomorrow.
so much for watching. It's been a joy and pleasure. And once again, thank you to those that have served. We honour that personally, collectively.